All right, so on this one, it says we're supposed to repeat this part up here, but we're supposed to change it to C1 is that and R prime is that. So these aren't going to be our values anymore, and it's not going to keep letting me write it the first time. So that's not what we're doing, but we're going to do the same thing. It says an amusement company maintains records for each video game installed in an arcade. Suppose that C of T and R of T represent the total accumulated cost and revenues in thousands of dollars, respectively T years after a particular game has been installed. Suppose that C prime of t is equal to 1 and R prime of t is equal to 7.5 e to the negative 0.5 t. Now, the value t for which C prime is equal to R prime is called the useful life of the game. Now, we're supposed to find the useful life of the game to the nearest year, and then after that, find the total profit accumulated during that useful life of the game. Well, first things first, if we're supposed to find the useful life, we're just going to set this equal to this, and so 1 is equal to 7.5 e to the negative 0.5 t. Solve for t, we'll divide by 7.5. And so now we have 1 over 7.5. Then we have equals e to the negative 0.5 t. Guess what? We have to take the ln of both sides. This comes down here. And so if that comes down there, then what we're going to do is we're going to divide by a negative 0.5, divide that by a negative 0.5, and then we get what t is equal to. Well, t is going to be equal to 4.0298. And if we're supposed to round it to the nearest year, that's going to be about 4 years. Okay, so that's going to be our first piece. And so then the next piece it says we need to do is find the total profit accumulated during the useful life of the game. Well, okay, we have to remember what is profit again, and is it going to let me write on it? It will. So profit, P prime of t, is equal to what? R prime of t minus C prime of t. And I'm only writing it as the primes because that's what we have. And what we're going to do is we're going to integrate it and take the antiderivative. And so we're going to do that, and we're going to say, okay, well, we're going to integrate from what? Well, we're start at 0, we go to 4 years, so we're going to go 0 to 4. And now we take our R prime, which was 7.5 e to the minus 0.5 t, and then we have minus 1, and we have then dt. All right, so this one, maybe if we remember what to do, we can do it. If not, we'll go ahead and do the use substitution. So if we say u is equal to negative 0.5 t, then du is equal to what? Negative 0.5 dt. Okay. All right, so let's rewrite this now, and we're just going to take 7.5, 0 to 4 of e to the negative 0.5 t dt. And I'm splitting it apart here just because we have that use substitution on this side, but we don't have it over here. And over here, we just have minus and 0 to 4 of basically 1 dt. So I pulled out the negative 1 and put it here like this. Now, to make this substitution, I need to put what? I need to put a negative 0.5 in here. So if I put a negative 0.5 here, I need to divide by a negative 0.5 here. And so that's what I'm going to do. And now when I do that, I can say, okay, well, now I have 7.5 divided by that. So it's the same thing as multiplying by 2. So that's going to be a negative 15. And it's going to go from 0 to 4 e to the u du, and then minus 0 to 4 of 1 dt. Notice I have different things here, but when I get down to the end, I have to resubstitute the t, so we're still good here. All right, so now that gives me what? Well, a negative 15, and it's going to be what? E. Now, it's going to be e to the u, so let's just plug it in, and we don't have to rewrite it too many times. And so we'll have that. Derivative of that will antiderivative of that's going to be just going to be minus t over 1, so it's just going to be minus t. And I'm going to integrate from 0 to 4. All right, so I simplified it, got it down, re-put the t's back in. Now we're only in t's. And so now I plug everything in. So I'm going to have minus 15 e to the minus 0.5 times 4, and then minus 4. And then I have minus, and I have a minus 15 e to the minus 0.5 times 0, and then minus 0. All right. And once I get all that done, I get, and now the key thing we want to notice here, what are our units here? These are in thousands of dollars. That's what I was trying to remember. And so this gives us 8.970 when we do that integration. And so if it's in thousands of dollars, that would be 8,970 dollars. So that's going to be our revenue. So that's going to be our profit rather. P of T is equal to that. So that's what we have here. Okay. And again, we've done all this. I've done use substitution on part of it, but not the other part. So, at times we have U, sometimes we have T, but when we get down to the end, everything was in terms of T. We substituted in, and we all know how to plug this kind of stuff in our calculator. So I didn't show you that, but that's how we get our final value of 8.97. And then we had to remember what is our units, thousands of dollars. So if I multiply it by 1,000, put a dollar sign on it, that gives me my profit. All right, so let's stop there and come back for some more.